if you don't reap, pardon, if you don't sow, see, part of the mythology about Virgo, but it's true, because if you study agriculture, okay,
That's like the time of harvest.
time to harvest is in Virgo. Before you fall into Libra. Why? Because you want to gain the grain and the bread and the life that you need to exist through the fall and through winter. If you don't do that, most people, especially before, you got the industrial age and technology, people was dying like crazy.
So the time to
Because they
sow,
didn't have enough what? Food.
So and the time to sow would be the time of Aries. That's the spring.
No, yeah.
The spring, right? Aries. Yeah.
Yeah. Aries, Mars. You know, see, things bloom in Mars. You plant them in Taurus. Gemini is the seeds germinating. Cancer is when you water. That's the mother's breast. That's the mother love. That's the crab that walks sideways. Then you got Leo, which is the hottest time. That's the heart. And then you get the Virgo, where you harvest. So that through Taurus, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, you can eat and live until you get back to Aries, where everything begins to bloom again.
It's all over again. Yeah. So I look at that, God, like that's a clock.
It is a clock.
That is a clock.
It is a clock, dog.
And your body is a clock.
It's a clock. Because your body goes through those same seasons.
Right.
See, we talk about we God and we the highest form of intelligence and we are the living energy systems that exist in the universe in the highest manifestation, then we should know this. We should know that our planet it has a system too. Our universe has a system.
Well, here's the thing, God. You know, see, the science of language, because like our ancestors have already studied this for trillions of years.
Exactly.
Right. So now the language that we speak, a lot of times we're removed from that. So when we get it, and we're dealing with a language that is not our own, it becomes now that we're detached from it. It becomes,
It's understandable, but the whole thing, and my whole thing is that it just takes you to look for it, to study it. If you can't find it, don't speak on it. If you can't show and prove it, don't speak on it.
Yeah.
Don't deal with it. Okay? These are some of the things that, I went through actually work to study and learn because I wanted to know. I have brothers and sisters that may say to me, you know what, God? Part of that science that you were saying is true, but this part I found out to be such and such and such and such. I'll take that in, I'm going to weigh and judge it, and then I'm going to decide if that is true and factual for me. I don't have to accept it because you said it, because you God, you Earth, you got a PhD, you own a business, you do. That doesn't mean anything to me. Because I got to live out the sciences. You don't. You can't live out my sciences. And I can't live out yours. You see what I mean? So when I'm weighing and judging these things on a daily basis, of the season, and what do I need? I need me some echinacea. I need me some golden seal. I need me some vitamin C. Why? This helps cleanse my body and keeps me to where that I'm pushing out the toxins that you normally accumulate during the winter. See, this is the interaction of the universal sciences and me knowing what's going on above as well as below. We got to bring the heaven to earth, right? Isn't that a part of our science too? Okay, so we study, we learn, we test it. If it don't work, you ain't lose nothing. But you learn something through the whole experience. Our lives are nothing but experiences, God. When I
Experiences
leave here,
and experimentation.
exactly. So when I leave here, I'm taking all the best parts with me. I'm leaving all the rest. I don't need that. You know?
Well, God, it's the size that I'm joining up, God. Like, we just got to figure out a way to translate this to our babies, and translate it to that is, because again, us being so removed in our language is also something that lives and breathes. You see what I'm saying? So, like the language of like how we speak, even like the slang or ebonics or whatnot, like, it would be a far difference from something from in the 60s or.
Definitely. God, black men and women have always had their language and always created their own language. We got the language we speak in the streets. We got the language we speak when we go to our job. We got the language we speak when we're around our family. We got the language we speak when we talk to our babies. We got living mathematics that unless you know that language, you won't know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then we go back in time, 60s, 50s. You go back to Egypt. You go back to, Mesopotamia. You go back to Africa. So what are we talking about? We're talking about the fact that you have to learn the different languages of your people. You have to understand the history of your people. Understanding cultural degree is because they did not know that they were over there. The main point is because they did not know.
Right.
Once they found out, then what? They came. Once you find out, then you will know.
Right. That's when you begin your journey.
That's your journey.
Right.
9,000
miles.
We talked the 9, but you're absolutely right, dog. It is the 9,000 miles. But let's think about it mathematically. It's you born in 3 ciphers.
I understand it. Right.
And you were only born in 3 ciphers because you're born in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Those 3 ciphers are knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That's how you get to 360. But you got to put in the work. Because there ain't no God on earth you're going to be able to sit around all day long and have them teach you everything that they know. Because for one, even if they did that, you still would never know everything they know. The best part is always kept for yourself.
You got to go out and get it for yourself.
You got to go out and get it for yourself. Doesn't matter who you're in, like there is none of that. You still have to put in the work. Because there's things that's going to be told to you, you're going to be like, what? Nah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with that, yo.
Right.
You don't have to. But if you don't go look it up, what that person just told you just may be true.
Right. Well, here's the thing, God. Like again, mathematics is the exact science. But now, from whatever perspective that you may stand at, you may see it a certain way. But mathematics, that's what throughout the age. So 1 + 2 = 3 from the beginning of time to now, and always will be that right there. And so that's mathematics is the language or the key to unlock all those languages. Because learning the language of your peoples that from going back to the 60s, that may be a little bit relatively easier, but going back trillions of years, that's going to be difficult to kind of unlock. But mathematics will always be the same.
That's right.
So that's how we unlock our language to see that. So I could see that when Prince told me that the sun and moon have attracting powers on our planet, and then I'm relating it to myself, and I'm relating it to the science of the sun and moon. That's also dealing with the seasons. You know what I'm saying? And our planet that we take this journey around the sun on is like that. Yeah, this is something. These are seasons that relate to my daily living.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Daily being. And that's why everything that I was telling you about, the spiral and all that, that's how your blood moves through your body, dog. That's why when you look at your hands and your fingerprints, they look like little spirals.
Right.
Okay? If you go into your eyes, the spirals. This is, these things are not by accident. And that's why when you realize it, you look like, wait a minute, this is in man, this is in the planet Earth, this is in the universe. Okay. All of those relate. Why? Because that's mathematics. All of this is not happening by accident.
Right.
Mathematics has a reason and purpose always behind it.
INFMEGA did this.